Well, a warm welcome back to Morning Live. Now today, as you know, we are bringing you a special broadcast proudly brought to you by McDonald's. And we are talking all things women's football as the FIFA Women's World Cup will be kicking off at 9 a.m. this morning with the opening ceremony, of course, around 8 a.m. Now, I am joined by one of the best when it comes to women's football in the country. Not a player. Can you actually play, Jess?
A little bit. No, I say I play in the boardroom. That's where I play.
And she plays very well in the boardroom. So, Jessica, I mean, we've seen the impact that you've had on football in terms of men's football. And when I say women's football, I'm just speaking about the representation of women in football. And we've seen the work that you're doing with CAF. What do you make of how far we've come in terms of the women's game?
We've come a long way. I still believe there's a lot we can do. But in the men's game, if I look at it, more women are in administration and branding and things like that. So that's really good. But it's been wonderful to see the evolution of the women's game here locally and to see young women playing. I mean, I was attending an event recently and we were donating kit, and it was great to see a women's team, a girls' team. So I'm glad to see the game evolving, to see coaches coming into the fore. We're seeing more administrators in the women's game, but certainly a lot to be done on the ground.
And you speak about the work to be done on the ground, and I assume a lot of it also has to do with just from a financial point of view, because we're going into this World Cup and we see our goals. And I mean, we've seen a lot of improvement, as you said. We've got the Hollywood-Bet Super League, which is exclusive to SABC, where a lot of the girls play, and we see it every single Sunday. But just in terms of professionalizing the game, do you think that this is a goal that is attainable for us in the near future? Because we are playing up against teams that have women that only focus on playing football and don't have to chase a 9-to-5.
That's the challenge with football in the continent, is that our women have to work as well as play the game. And I think for me what's important is the commercialization of the game. And I'd like to play a key role in that because I understand how to do it. And I believe there's so much more we can do in packaging the women's game. So certainly want to see it professionalized, and issues of salaries and our girls being paid better and represented better is important. But certainly you look at the World Cup now, it's the first time you have a standalone World Cup that is sponsored, has its full sponsorship without the men's game, which is very exciting for me. And I'm looking forward to seeing also the attendances because if you look at what's happening continentally, I mean, you saw even when Banyana were playing in AFCON, just the number of supporters in the stadium, that's changing too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the support is going to be like for the World Cup.
I think it's going to be amazing because, I mean, we've seen some of the FA Cup finals for women's selling out, and that's absolutely amazing. But let's also talk about where we are as a country and just in terms of the development. We've spoken about the ladies that are playing in the Hollywood-Bet Super League, which is, of course, a bit higher than just development. And we always speak about men's football and we say the problem is just the grassroots level, that in development we're probably not doing as well as we should do. What then does that mean for the women's game if the men and the boys are still struggling?
Well, it says we're in dire straits, and you're seeing that facilities are not available for girls to play the game, access to infrastructure, access to products, use kits and things like that. So there's a major challenge for our women's game, and if we don't put in the work, I think we're going to fall back even further.
I want to talk now, maybe one more question just on the serious side. And I know I've asked you this before, and we're constantly putting pressure on you. And it's because just as South Africans, I mean, you're arguably Kaizer Chiefs, the biggest football brand in the country, alongside your other rivals that we know. And I know you've been getting the question asked to you a lot of times. Kaizer Chiefs, Women's Club, anything happening there? What can we look forward to? Is it anytime in the near future?
Look, lots of work being done behind the scenes to make sure that we do have a team. It's important. And also, if we're saying we want the game to improve, we also need to put skin in the game. So certainly something we've been working towards. It is something that we are doing. Trust me, and we will make announcements.
All right, cool. Jessica, before I let you go, just quickly your message to Banyana. We know they get their first game underway on Sunday against Sweden.
Well, I'm excited for them, first of all. And I just want to say to our ladies, we are behind you all the way. It's amazing. You have an entire continent. For me, I'm so proud, not just for Banyana, but also for the 4 teams that are representing us. We've got Nigeria, Morocco, Zambia, and obviously South Africa, close to my heart. And I just want to wish them well, to understand, for the ladies to understand that we are there for for them, we support them, and they must just do their best.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Jessica Motaung, speaking all things football, and we know the dominance that she's been having in terms of just leading the mighty Amakhosi.